Daria here. I was recently tagged in a video by Nintenjoel asking me what my top 3 go-to games were for relaxing. Now, if you know me at all, I'm pretty much into survival horror games, the polar opposite of relaxing, and RPGs, a genre where a 30-hour game would be considered short. You don't just sit down and spontaneously plop in most role-playing games. You schedule time in advance before making a commitment to the experience. And then if you actually want to enjoy the game, you'd better be paying attention to all the expositionary cutscenes. But there are times when I just need to shut my brain off and engage in some casual comfort gaming. So when I need to unwind, I do have a few games that I can turn to. The first game I chose was Monopoly for the Sega Genesis. Yep, I like to play some shovelware crap. I actually wanted to talk about the Civilization series instead, but I couldn't capture the footage. So I'm revising my list to contain only console titles. But this is actually a pretty decent version of Monopoly, if you just don't want to bother with setting up a board in your house. Or maybe you want to play alone. Or if you're like me, pretend to play with your cat. Everything has cute little animations, and I love the fact that you control how long the animated hand shakes the dice before rolling. I've seen no other version of Monopoly do this, and believe me, I've checked. But it's just really satisfying somehow. Like, I'm directly controlling the hand. And I can really shake those dice when I desperately need, like, double digits. So that's pretty much the game. I mean, it's Monopoly. So, moving on. So, the next game on my list is SimCity for the Super Nintendo. Honestly, this isn't a very good game. It's pretty bare-bones city management. It doesn't have any of the fancy bells and whistles that later entries in the series introduced, but I can play primarily for nostalgia. I grew up with the PC version. I had it installed on a 386 laptop with a black and white monitor, so I didn't even get to play this thing in color until I tracked down the Super Nintendo card a few years ago. Anyways, sometimes I just need a repetitive game with no real options, and that's exactly what SimCity delivers. By the way, don't mind the sped up gameplay in the video. I'm running this at 400% because watching someone else play SimCity in real time is about as exciting as watching paint dry. Anyway, I can zone 3 districts, residential, commercial, and industrial, and lay down road, train track, or power line. I can place parks everywhere, and I do. And the game does give me a few amenities. There's police stations, fire stations, stadiums, both air and sea ports, and periodically the game rewards me with special buildings, like a casino or an amusement park. But that's about it. So I plop down zoning while watching the meter in the top right-hand corner of the screen. This shows me what's growing in my city. Right now residential is up and commercial is down, so I just stick a bunch of houses by the water and try to keep the residential areas away from the industrial zones, which will lower my property values and attract crime. Really, I just like to make pretty cities full of rich people, surrounded by parks and water. Usually my otherwise perfect utopias are plagued by congestion. Traffic in this game is totally broken. No matter how much railroad you lay down, there's always stubborn stretches of road covered with swarms of cars that will just not go away. I suspect it's a bug with the game, but maybe I just suck. Who knows? Don't care. I just keep building until I'm bored of it. And if I'm feeling destructive, I can play God and throw down some natural disasters at my burgeoning metropolis, and then try to repair the damage. It's slightly amusing in a watching things blow up and catch on pixelated fire sort of way. And then the last game I chose is an RPG, obviously. But I've played Shining Force so many times that I just know the entire game by heart. There's zero thought involved for me at this point. I can pick the game up from any battle and just jump right in. You can even see in the video that I'm just mashing the button. I don't even bother reading the text anymore. Sometimes I break the monotony by doing challenges. Right now I'm playing through the game with no do-overs, so no fighting battles more than once to farm for levels. The trick is not to get my party leader killed, because if he dies, then I get teleported back to church. So to play this properly, I have to save before every battle and then reload my game if he dies. It gets pretty difficult in the later stages. I've also done solo character plays. It's possible to run through the vanilla game, of course, using any of the original team members and no one else. But if you play on PC, there are tools available which can modify the ROM image, and you can use anyone at all. There are a few characters, well, most characters, you wouldn't unlock until later stages of the game. And so you can have them all at level 1. And you can use them as early as the first battle in the game, which is all pretty awesome. So yeah, Shining Force is basically my zen. I own multiple copies of it, so that it's pretty much accessible from any electronic device that I own. Cell phones, handhelds, PC, multiple consoles, etc. In fact, it's kind of funny. When I told my husband about this video, his immediate response was like, "So you're doing Shining Force, and what else?" So yeah. I don't want to talk about the specific game too much, because I'm actually working on a video right now for the Genesis that features this title prominently. But I'll give you some quick backstory if you're just unfamiliar with it. Shining Force is a first-party strategy RPG from Sega. And yeah, all you really need to know is that it's amazing. And seriously, if you want to know why I love this game, then be sure to check out my review video as soon as it's up. In the spirit of cultivating a friendly YouTube community, the other requirement of this video is to tag fellow YouTubers. This particular chain originated with Alloy7 before Nintenjoel passed the question to me, so I'm going to nominate a few guys that I've been following either on YouTube or on Facebook. If you want to check out their channels, you can either click on their names right here on the video screen, or you can click on the links in the description below. First up, we have Anthony from the Game Pros. Well, really, either of the Game Pros can respond to this, but I talked to Anthony on Facebook. So anyway, these guys run a gaming podcast and have recently expanded onto YouTube. So watch them play some good games. Their last video, well, that I saw anyway, was a first impression on Bloodborne. Next up is Neon Dinosaur. Another Anthony just started his channel. But he's easy to listen to and has some interesting things to share regarding classic gaming. Someone to watch out for, I think. Also, from Mel Street. He's a Let's Player that I started watching. He's really prolific too, like he puts out a ton of content. I don't know how the hell he does that. I particularly loved his video on 60 Seconds Fallout Shelter. Finally, Instant Replay Live. Joe and Nick are two brothers who do Let's Plays together. Their banter is usually pretty entertaining stuff. Check them out. And that's it for this video. I've been working on a 5-game mini review for the Sega Genesis that I mentioned earlier, so you can look forward to that. And if you're at all interested in visual novels or just love the sound of my voice, I have a few chapters of Famicom Detective Club recorded and ready for editing. So click that subscribe button and you can get a handy notification when those videos are ready for viewing. As always, thanks for watching. Daria out.